So my name's Steff Williams, and I'm the Director of Safety for Sunoco Europe. Sunoco have been in existence for over 122 years, and we are a very dynamic packaging company. So we have multiple divisions across the world, covering really anything you can think of from a consumer perspective, which needs to be packaged. So dynamic packaging is the word I like to use. So far, we've only used the one, which is the EGOpro Safe Move Anti-Collision System. We're aware of the other offerings, such as the system, and I think it's the same system, someone might correct me on that, for overhead cranes, because we do operate a lot of overhead cranes in the system. So and also on our pulpers in the paper mills, and we've installed it in our Italian mill, the detection system for there as well. So at the moment, quite a limited number of solutions that we're using. But I think people, once they realize the adaptability and again that dynamic option with the system, that will grow more and more as time continues. So far, we've installed it in 5 facilities, which are located in Italy, Turkey, Poland, the United Kingdom, and Finland. We have issued you with purchase order numbers for 2 plants in Mexico. There are a further 9 plants who are going to issue purchase orders in the coming weeks, again in Mexico, Venezuela, and Colombia. And then you've quoted us, so you've sent in surveys and quotations in 13 other plants, which are located in Germany, France, Finland, Greece, Italy, Spain, Sweden, the USA, and the United Kingdom. So in a summary there, you've touched with 29 or 30 plants across 14 countries. You know, for me, it's a very, very dynamic product, which I believe will only continue to evolve. So when I speak to guys at AME, and this I liken to the way Sunoco work, because we're always looking at what we can offer more for the customer. You know, so we have a whole function that all they're doing all the time is looking at new opportunities to satisfy the customer. And I know that that's what you guys try to do as well. And that excites me a lot, because it's not just a case of saying, here's our product, you know, have fun, enjoy it, and then walk away, because you're always looking to do something new. So I apologize to keep referring to that word dynamic, but I think it's very important. And I mean everything. So the reporting functionality, the pre-use inspection, the alarm systems that are built in, truck-to-truck detection, truck-to-pedestrian detection. If you can't give me that and much more that the system does, then I'm not even going to look at your system. The day that you have a supplier who does that will cause you a problem, because if it's anywhere near like for like, why would any customer fit something different to their truck when it comes already fitted with it from the factory? So it goes back to what I said earlier about keeping ahead. You've got to keep a close eye on what everybody else is offering, to make sure that your product sits well above everybody else and is the leader in the market. So I mentioned the word dynamic a lot. You know, I'd really think that that's something that's huge for your organization. Multi-use. So it's not just one thing that you're offering. You know, you're offering lots of different options for customers. And, you know, and this is the bit I said earlier where I knew, or I was very impressed with the system when I first saw what was on offer. But then when we've actually had more discussions with your team, and then we've done some site surveys and looked at particular issues in particular plants, because every plant's different. I then found out other things about the system. Oh, it can do this gated slow down system. You can zone out elements of the offices where people sit, so the tags don't keep bleeping people. And it's like, wow, I didn't know all this stuff beforehand. So, you know, every time I have more discussion, I find something new out. So that multi-use functionality is fantastic. And I'll repeat about your customer service and your support. Every time I've either sent an email, called, asked for something, the speed of response I get, the punctuality with it, it's just outstanding. So, it makes you feel as a customer very, very valued. And that's, for me, is just what builds that relationship. So keep that up. When I see solutions like this that bring so much as far as proactive information is concerned, my only message to people is, why on earth don't you go out and invest in it? Because I would much rather invest hundreds of thousands of dollars than have to see somebody have their leg crushed or worse, and for people to have to deal with all that pain, not just for them, but their families and everybody else that's directly affected by it. So, the technology's out there, and I see it as safety people's, responsibility to take that to operations, and to sell it as a business case and say, why don't you invest in this? Because it offers you all this stuff proactively, rather than it being a reactive, as we often see and read about in our profession, when it's too late because somebody's been seriously hurt by a forklift truck or something else in work. We're in 2021 coming into 2022. These sort of accidents should not be happening in any organization, in my opinion. They're perfectly avoidable. That's what I'd finish with.